was in Shoto Saturday. We went to Buffalo Joe's for dinner. It was really good. I had a great steak.
That's a good place.
The place was hot.
I like when people just randomly send me requests to be in my live video. It's worth a try, you know. There we're on YouTube now. There we go. The Bulldog shirt looks pretty good. I had to throw it in the dryer for a while to get the wrinkles out of it. Casey. I'm commenting as Bo Wagner now. There we go. West Virginia. Amanda's on there a lot. We get a lot of repeaters, don't we? Oh, I guess you would call that a fan base. Big fan base. Marcus is here. Good. Is the lifeguard on duty?
Oh boy.
What is that?
Swimmy. That's his nickname.
Swimmy?
Yeah.
Has that always been that, or is that new?
That's old. It's
come and gone.
It's an old story from high school.
Yes, Garrison, the lifeguard is on duty with his new haircut. Hey, Paul. Hey, big shoots. Oh, Navajo Nation. And the Navajo Nation was in the house in Glendale.
Oh, I bet.
It was strong. They were good.
There was an Apache elk guy from White Mountain there too.
Huh? Yeah, that first night. I mean, 70%. Yeah. Well, I've had no Albuquerque for 2 years. They wanted out. They wanted to get out and do some stuff. Sunshine all day in Shoto. Oh, Garrison, what did Tony make for supper? We had wings and cheese and green chili quesadillas, some cantaloupe, watermelon, and pineapple, and red velvet cookies with cream cheese frosting. Man, it was good.
What did Lloyd cook for supper?
Steak, big. When is the next PBR? This weekend, Kansas City. I should say that, I guess. I guess that's why I'm here, kind of. There's another one from the Navajo Nation. Timber's here. Timber's getting to be a regular as well. Somebody said I did a great job. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, from Three Forks. I used to tell an old clown joke about. Do you guys remember that old rodeo clown joke where you talking to the announcer and about you got married and your wife, you settled down in Lone Pine, Montana, and your wife had a baby, and then we moved to Twin Bridges. Is it on? Does it sound on? Moved to Twin Bridges and she had twins. Oh no! Usually my dad was the announcer. Then what? Got transferred again. Three Forks. Oh. Boop, boop, boop. Triplets. No kidding. Then what? Got transferred again. Yeah. We divorced. Why is that? Thousand Oaks, California. There you go. Yeah. I thought this was an undisclosed location. It's undisclosed, Lana. We're you don't know where we are. Anyway, so there you go. That's my old rodeo clown joke for the day. Better run 5 miles tomorrow after. I didn't eat that much. It was just all good. Plus, cantaloupe and pineapples. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. Yeah. Let's see. What else we got? St. Tite, Quebec in 1975. His dad was a bull riding champ. There you go. Julie, how's your hand? Ooh, the bruising has kind of gone away. I was bruised. I fell in the street middle of the afternoon. Yeah, I know. Oh, let's see. What else? New Salem. Salem Sioux. I don't know who that is. But oh, Chris, Elise, good to see you. Good pictures. This weekend, Chris, the fro was there. But his fro was outdone by the guy packing cable with the camera. Huge fro. Like huge. It was amazing. Our Las Vegas here in Brazil is Barretos. Yes, I know that. That's huge party there. Excited to see us in Kansas City, and we as well are excited to see you in Kansas City. What's up, bro? Hey, bro. That's Stetson 8132. I don't know who Stetson is, though. Do you? Do you know who Stetson is? It's just Stetson 8132. Odd last name. But if it's 8132, I think I'm pronouncing it right. That's the second time today. If I'm coming to Pensacola, Florida this weekend. Actually, the Pensacola, Florida event, PBR event this weekend is a velocity tour, and I know that's hard for the layperson to separate all that. The main tour of the PBR is the Unleash the Beast tour. That is the top 35 in the world. The velocity tour is like 36 through 70 or so. So that's the lower, I hate saying that, but it's a fact. It's the lower level tour. So the Unleash the Beast is in Kansas City. I will not be in Pensacola. I will be in Kansas City. I do not know any update on Chase Outlaw. I get asked that. I should, you know what? Every week I should get an update from Justin Falisco on Chase Outlaw because everybody asks me about Chase Outlaw and I have no idea. Does anybody have Falisco's number to call him? I do, but my phone's right there. So I can't call, because I would call him on the air right now if I could. Can I do it and keep this live? Probably not. I'm not going to. Let's say this. Chase Outlaw's rehab and coming along really good. Should be back pretty soon. We'll give another update on him next week. Oh, look at Casey Ackerman. Stop and see Casey at the Cooper Tire display this weekend in Kansas City for a free t-shirt. Yes. PBR Kansas City on Cowboy Channel. No. PBR's not on Cowboy Channel. Rodeo's on Cowboy Channel. We are on CBS Sports Network. So no. How's the second funniest clown to come out of Montana doing? Dwayne Mallon. Do you know Dwayne? Yeah. They ran him out of Montana. I ran him over to North Dakota. Dwayne. So that's the way it goes, I guess. Where's Jesse Byrne been? Look, good question. So where's Jesse Byrne been? In Canada. Flint is Dale Brisby, the greatest cowboy of all time. Should we tell him? Dale Brisby's just a character. You know that, right? Like, ooh. And there's a where is JB been? Now, Jesse or JB? Because JB's been getting on bulls. Just been getting on them. Jesse Byrne's in Canada. So I don't know. Can't get across. I really, honestly don't. Let's see. Friday night in Glendale looked fun. Saturday night was fun too. So was Sunday. Full House in Sioux Falls coming up. Yes, that is true. Yes, I will be in Louisville. Chris, I'm not coming over to Tennessee. You know, I'm just going to pop in and out. You know my deal. Come on, man. Oh, some good ones. Some Alberta people. Alberta, good luck up there getting out of that country. If I had to be marooned on a desert island with either Matt West or Clint Atkins, whom would you choose and why? Let's start the show with that. Thank you, Robin. I appreciate that. Welcome, everybody, to Tuesday night. Can I have two more options? If I was marooned on a desert island, did Douglas Duncan retire? Yes, he did. If I was marooned on a desert island, did Haley hey, I'll tell you what, Jamie Navarro, maybe don't bring Jess Lockwood's personal stuff and his wife's name. Maybe they're working on that. So did Haley dump Jess because he's not a grown man? Not funny at all. And so you're on here sometimes, and I expect better from you, and I don't tolerate that. Jess is a friend of mine. Haley's a friend of mine. And so, no, don't ask that kind of stuff, please. Maybe it may be everybody that goes through that can vouch for the fact we don't like crap talked about us. There you go. Okay, so you guys know I don't tolerate that. That's not a surprise to you, right? This is my show, so don't. Yeah. Letting my fire cool down a little bit for that. Back to the island. Desert island. And Marcus, JB gets on. He's working on his shoot procedure. What do you think of JB, DB, Bucky Bolt? Okay, everybody. Little tip for you. I'm friends with JB Mooney, and I'm friends with the guy that is Dale Brisby. But Dale Brisby is not the greatest bull rider of all time. Okay, Desert Island, Matt West or Clint Atkins. Pros and cons. For those of you who don't know, Matt West and Clint Atkins are our in-arena announcers. Somebody says, depends if Matt has his girlfriend with him or not. Correction, his fiance. If we want the entire being stranded documented, I'm picking Matt West. If I want somebody that's just going to be weird and try to figure out how the whole time, brother, playa, how we getting off this island? Then I'm picking Clint Atkins. Playa, listen, no, brother. Listen, we're going to make a boat. Oh, yeah. Is PBR coming to Albuquerque, New Mexico this year? You're in the right place to ask that. Do you know an updated on the PBR World Finals? Is it going to be in Texas this year? Big news. No, it's not going to be in Texas. It's going to be in Vegas where it's supposed to be. I don't know that anybody can go do anything in Albuquerque. Dave, you're kind of our expert on the Albuquerque thing. Listen, for everybody in New Mexico that wants more things to happen in New Mexico, you might want to write your governor. Don't ask us, because that's what's controlling that entire state is what the governor decides and what their restrictions are, and it's ridiculous. Well, it's ridiculously strict. I'm not going to say, yeah, it's ridiculous. Anyway, so there you go. Oh, might as well throw Brandon Bates in the discussion, too, about the stranded on an island. Oh, somebody just asked me if I miss riding. Well, since I've never been on a bull, no, not really. I mean, it was tough on my body, you know. Yeah. Clint does fish. Clint is a great fisherman. Advantage CA. Now you throw Brandon Bates in there. Oh my gosh. I would learn to swim or just dive off a cliff. Yeah, that's a tough one. By the way, great event this weekend. Great event in Glendale, Arizona. For those of you who said that it looked fun, yes, Glendale, Arizona was a really great show. And our capacity there in that big arena was about 4,300 fans was the max we could do. And Saturday night sold all of that. And the people, you would have thought there was... Richard's on. Okay, we're good. Richard, I'm correct about he says I am correct, and I'm assuming he means Clint and Matt, and yes. The 4,300 fans sounded like 11,000. It was so great, and the bull riding was great. The bulls bucked great. Just a real good weekend. So thanks to all the people in Arizona. The people who came from outside the state, there were some people from California came over, and it was just a good event. The guys rode good, bulls bucked good, like I said. It was good to have all our elements back. All the elements, by all the elements, I mean pyro, all the lighting, it just was really good. Somebody asked if we're going to Green Bay again. Not this year, I don't believe. So anyway, Marcus asking my thoughts on Albuquerque. I have no idea. I just can't see. I cannot see. This is my opinion. Now I know. I think in the fall we're scheduled for like Anaheim or I don't know. Things need to. Yeah, I thought I'd never say this, but I think California is picking up better than New Mexico is. I don't know. It's some of those are sad. Let's see. Flint, you look so old without your makeup. Thanks. That's great. That's, I always look at Logan when that happens. You know how I love when people insult thinking they're growing bonding with me. Is it? Okay. Yeah, never mind. Anyway, this weekend, Kansas City, a similar setup in Kansas City. I have been told our capacity in Kansas City is a little bit more capacity than what we had in Glendale. Traditionally, I've always called Kansas City the little sleeper, one of my favorite events, and one of the best crowds of the year. It is one of my favorite places to go. So I'm going to say Kansas City will be fun. Like the city, love that arena. It's a beautiful arena. So yeah, looking forward to Kansas City this weekend. I'm reading people's responses about Clint and Matt. But I predict Kansas City will be great. Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, a 2-day event there. So anyway, looking forward to that. One thing that I saw in Glendale that a couple people reached out to the PBR. They had people walking around. I didn't tell you guys this either. They had people walking around with signs that said, stay safe, mask up, walking around making people put their masks on in the crowd. And so I joked that people were going to be really drunk and gain 10 pounds because they just kept eating and drinking so they didn't have to put their masks on. And so some people reached out to the PBR on social media and said, we got kicked out in the first few minutes because we didn't have masks on. Thanks a lot, PBR. Thanks for nothing. We do want to get something straight. In a place like Arizona, now the PBR wants everyone to be safe, but the PBR can only really have responsibility and take care of us and us on the arena floor. It's employees, it's riders. We have our protocols that we have to abide by. We present these arenas that protocol, and we have to uphold that so that we can continue. For example, a couple of weeks ago, Kansas City had an event scheduled in that arena. It was like a Disney on Ice or something. And they came with all their protocols saying what they would do. Once they got in the arena, they weren't doing it. They canceled the show. The arena canceled the show. So a lot of people speak up on social media saying, come on, PBR, get rid of the masks. Come on, get rid of the testing. That's why we get to go, because we do what we say we're going to do. But as I was saying, the PBR can only take care of us. The crowd is not our responsibility. The way I look at it, if you're one of the 4,500 people that came to Glendale, Arizona, you know in your heart you're going to be around thousands of other people. So in your mind, you are no longer afraid of the COVID thing that's been going on for a year. So it is the arena and their protocols that they're abiding by, whether it's the arena or the city. That is why they are the ones walking around the crowd telling people to put masks on. We do their announcement. The one thing I didn't like is our graphic had our logo on it. The graphic should have had the Gila River Arena or whatever it was, that logo on it, because that's their security people, not ours. I'm not going to stop a show and say, I am not dancing like Michael Jackson until everybody puts their mask on. That is not what we do. That's the arena. So anyway, and by the way, the person that wrote to the PBR on social media and said, I got kicked out for not having a mask on. Thanks a lot, PBR. The building, and I asked them, they asked people to put their masks on. There were signs everywhere when you came in that said you must have a mask on. I watched the people tell people to put their masks on. The only way you got kicked out of that arena for not wearing a mask is if you refused and were a dick. Simple as that. So that's the thing. There was more to that they didn't walk in, sit down, and somebody say, "You're out of here." No, that didn't happen. Sorry. So anyway, hey, now that we're a few minutes in, thank you to everyone for listening to our podcast that is available now, which is our Steve Warner podcast. It was YouTube and audio for about 12 hours. And then there was a technical glitch in our agreement with his publicist that it was only audio, but thank you to everyone. It was wonderful. I'll say it out loud. I have it in a text. But anyway, this Thursday, 5 o'clock Mountain Time, a great one. We're going to have 2 in a row now of rodeo people, but this one, she's a Hall of Famer, one of the great clinicians in the world for barrel racing, had the greatest horse to ever walk the planet Earth, that horse being Scamper, a nice hour sitting down and visiting with the one and only Charmaine James. According to Flint with Charmaine James, Thursday, right here. We'll post the links on Facebook, and I'll text her to make sure. It will be YouTube and all the places you get your podcasts. We will post the links right here, and watch on Instagram as well. Charmaine's cool. Like, there's some cool cowgirls out there, and Charmaine's cool. She was cool. She's funny, like dry funny. Like, she never smiles and is a smartass. My favorite kind of smartass. So Charmaine James, that'll be a great one. Coming off of, by the way, congratulations, maybe I said it, Kaiki Pacheco with the big win at Glendale, by the way. Jess Lockwood coming in second. It's that time of year again. Every bull Jess Lockwood rides, he's marked too high, and every Brazilian is marked too low on social media. It's that time of year again. That time of year. Yes, somebody said, "Oh, you said dick." Yes, I did. It's my show, as a matter of fact. Scamper or Sister? Who's the better horse? Okay, that's like asking who's better, Bill Russell or LeBron James. In Scamper's time, nobody had ever seen anything like that. Now, here's the other thing. There's things we don't know yet. Scamper won 10 consecutive world titles. Charmaine and Scamper. 10 consecutive world titles. And if you're a horse person, this will be impressive to you. Otherwise, it won't. Not one time in his life did he get his hocks injected. You know, that's a big thing for rope horses, barrel horses. It's a pain thing and a maintenance. Not really a pain thing. It's a maintenance thing. Never one time. So 10 in a row. That's crazy. On one horse. And he went through sale. By the way, Charmaine tells the whole story of the path that Scamper took through all these sale barns. And she ended up with him. And as this 13, 14, 15-year-old girl, it's a great story. There should be a movie, but like Charmaine says, they just won't make the real movie. I mean, 8 Seconds is not a documentary about Lane Frost. It's just a movie and based on Lane Frost. Ted Stobin says, what about Martha? Lindsay Sears in Canada. Martha was something, but Martha took a lot of maintenance. Ted. But man, when Martha was at the peak of her career with Lindsay Sears, she was something. And then it became this contest for Lindsay Sears. She'd come to the South Point on stage to get her buckles, and she wore something. She started wearing leather pants with over-the-knee boots, and it was this big, see how wild she could dress. No, but Ted, just kidding, I take it back. You don't have to take it back, Ted. Martha was amazing. I forget about Martha sometimes. So anyway, Sister is a great horse right now, and she's really something. And I just don't know. At the time, we just had never seen anything like Scamper. And you can hear it when Charmaine talks about Scamper. It's just a whole nother thing. So actually, wonder how Scamper's clone is done production-wise. We talk about his clone, but they kind of got out. If I remember right, they kind of got out of the horse business a little bit, so they haven't done as much as they had planned. Scamper didn't actually come from a feedlot. He rode around. I think she rode him in the feedlot or sale barn, and it wasn't for $300 or anything. But I got it. Everybody listen to my podcast. Questions will be answers. Do I have a favorite bull in the PBR? Sure. Is that a good answer? Could you get Frank Newsom on my podcast? Would he do it? Yes, he would. At some point when we're doing this, I will get Frank Newsom. However, I'll give my friend Matt West credit. I believe Matt West did a really good podcast with Frank Newsom. Matt West now, so go back in his archives. If you message Matt on social media, if he's ever logged on to social media, I don't know. That was sarcasm. He would tell you what episode, and he did a really good one with Frank Newsom too. I'll credit where credit is due. What arena so far that you've been to through COVID stuff that PBR wasn't going to be at have you enjoyed the most? Oh, so last year when we went to some new arenas, what one did I enjoy the most? I liked Lincoln, Nebraska. I was pleasantly surprised there. So yeah, I'll go with that. Des Moines was always good. We hadn't been there in a few years. Anyway. Oh, by the way, you people, I'm classing it up today. Here. I got an idea. I got my engraved Pendleton 1910 glass today. There you go. Official drink today of According to Flint. Do you happen to know Johnny Jankowski, Women's National Finals Rodeo Bull Riding Champ? Chris Elise from France. Actually, Chris, 2 times in the last 3-4 months, I have sat and visited with Johnny Jankowski in the Ribbon Chop House here on the west end of Billings. She lives here. I see Johnny regularly, as a matter of fact. So that's funny, Chris. I appreciate that you know who Johnny. I'll tell her. I'll tell her that you know who she is. Let's see. Flint, remember when that fan came after you at the Fort Worth show? Oh, you mean like 2 weeks ago? Yeah. I mean, I have a bad memory, but that was like 2 weeks ago. Of course I remember. He wasn't coming after me. He just thought it was a good idea to be out there with me. Anyway, let's see. What else? That's why I'm taking questions. I didn't have all that much. But Kansas City, let's see. What else? Kansas City, and then for the people in the area, in 2 weekends, Louisville, Kentucky. Then Easter weekend off, then Sioux Falls. If I was a professional wrestler, what would your name be? See, now people are starting to catch on what entertains us. Will PBR come to Knoxville, Tennessee, and will you officiate? Officiate? Is that what? I don't know if we're going to Knoxville. I don't think so. Officiate, like it's a wedding. I like that. The officiator. What would my wrestling name be? Would I have a mask? Would I wear the makeup? Maybe the mask that looks like the makeup. What'd you say? The flying quesadilla. I love quesadillas. I really do. Oh, junior high finals are Des Moines. My daughter Paige ran at the junior high finals in Des Moines. High school finals at Lincoln. I think that will be a great location for it, for sure. It was supposed to be in Lincoln last year, and it was shut down, so they had it at Guthrie, Oklahoma instead. But I think Lincoln, Nebraska will be it's a huge facility out there, I guess. So I think that'll be a great location for it. Where do you learn all them dance moves you do at the shows? TV. Here's the other thing. I like to look at people that kind of pick things apart about our show and then kind of give our philosophy on it. One guy commented to Colton Fritzlin. He posted a picture of his ride at the American, and he said, if I were you, I would have punched Flint Rasmussen for making a fool out of me. Chest push, then run away. # bitch move. Point being, for one, I wasn't at the American, so it wasn't me. The other thing is, if I'm not sure what people think goes on in that arena. When a guy rides, there's no personal feelings. There's nothing. I do it a lot. Where a guy rides and they're celebrating, I go up and push him in the chest and go, yeah, and we all celebrate together and then turn and go. So then I responded with, really? Like, for what? So that isn't the tone in the arena. That's not a B move because we're all celebrating together. So anybody that claims to have ever been active in bull riding and rodeo and kind of know what's going on in the arena would never take that as any kind of cheap shot or anything. So I actually commented back that I wasn't there, and would it bother you that much anyway? And I actually hashtag bitch statement. So you're welcome. Somebody just said, no, I can't get the picture of you as a preacher out of my mind. I can't now that I just talked like that. So annoyed with Vegas, looking forward to Global Cup in April. Okay, big correction there. Don't be annoyed with Vegas. Be annoyed with the governor of Nevada. People are very confused who decides what goes where. Vegas wants us all there. Vegas, I have watched for the last year, people serves Vegas right. Vegas this, Vegas that. What is the one thing that Vegas makes a living out of? People. Why would Vegas not want us there? So you're wrong. Don't be annoyed with Vegas. Be annoyed with the governor of Nevada. There you go. I'm right? That's it. Don't be annoyed with Vegas. So anyway, also, a couple people, one in particular repeatedly has, and just to explain, has got on me in social media about promoting drinking at our PBR shows. And it says, don't you know that children are watching the show? Why are you guys promoting drinking? Since the beginning of time, that's an exaggeration. Remember, only facts. Since the origins of rodeo involve drinking beer. Am I right? No matter what you think. Now, except if you're at some rodeos in Utah, maybe. But a lot of the roots of rodeo are about a big gathering. People drink beer. And what have some of the major sponsors of Western industry been? Beer. Coors beer, Bud Light beer out in the Northwest, Jack Daniels for years. The PBR was the first corporate sponsorship that Jack Daniels ever did. Randy Bernard said it in this podcast. Right now, Coors beer and Pendleton whiskey are major corporate sponsors of the PBR. So are you upset with the signs on the fence? Are you upset with the fact that we do a promotion that somebody drinks a beer? I'm not drinking beer. I had a little sip at Fort Worth because somebody threw one in the arena, but whatever. We were caught up in the moment. So, quote unquote, promoting drinking because kids are watching. Let me tell you, I've probably seen some of what's on TV that a lot of the kids are watching, and I think probably we're okay doing a Coors beer promotion. And here, I will say this. I have caught myself this year. I caught myself the other day, everything I said, worrying about a demographic of people that I was going to offend. And that is how every word that comes out of my mouth in the arena, I go, oh, that might offend somebody. And sure enough, somebody always goes, oh, and they're not offended. They're worried somebody else is going to be offended. And I don't like it. I worry about everything that comes out of my mouth that, oh, who's that going to offend? I joked about there was a big, in the convention center in our hotel, I'm looking at you because you'll appreciate this, was gymnasts. They're having gymnastics deal. And they just walked right through the lobby of the hotel real late and never smiled. And I imitated them. In my mind, I'm thinking, ooh, I'm going to offend gymnasts. My kids were gymnasts. I was a gymnastics parent. And it shouldn't be like this. So as far as promoting drinking because kids are watching, I'll say this. It's not a circus, and I ain't Bozo the Clown. I'm not making balloon animals. And it's not a circus. It's a PBR bull riding. So yes, we are something you can take your family to, but I'm not a Disney movie either. I'm not riding a bike with a puppy. So my point is, yeah, there are kids there, and we want families there. But as far as me saying, I'm only here for the kids, no, I'm not. It's a place for family entertainment, which means you can bring everyone in the family, and we do have corporate sponsors. That's alcohol, so we can't eliminate that and won't eliminate it because honestly, we make it lighthearted and fun. Do I want anyone to be an alcoholic or drive drunk or all that other crap? Not a chance. But reality is reality, and I will apologize for nothing on that. There you go. I like it. It's not a circus. And I'm not juggling. I can juggle. But I'm not. Yes. And by the way, Richard Jones looks really good drinking a beer. I mean, that's the kind of guy that should be on a beer commercial. The dad bod, kind of a puffy face, fits perfect. Him and Brad Narducci, they should be drinking a beer on camera. What the hell? So, yeah. And you know what happens when somebody gets offended. Nothing. That's it. Oh, let's see. Yeah, JB Mooney got in on it Friday too. Balloon clowning is for free. Yeah. Let's see. See if there's any good questions before I get Dustin Jenkins. He's a clown too. Yeah, and it is apparent to see. Don't get me wrong. I hope you can bring your kids to one of our shows and you don't have to cover their ears. And we're not saying anything bad, but the reality is out there in public, there is people that's part of the deal. So, yeah. Anyway, the arena is your circle of safety. Anything goes. If someone is offended, they can leave. That's not true either. No way. There are certain guys that think that. It's not my show. We are a show that you can bring families to. If you want, I'll tell you when the stage is your safe place, you can say anything you want. If you pay to get into a comedy show that on the sign it says Chris Rock, Eddie Murphy, what are some other comedians right now? Then when you go in that show, they're going to say whatever they want. And if you don't like it, they can leave. I will never. No. Don't take it to that extreme. You're wrong on that. I am a part of the PBR. I'm employed by them. I'm just saying we can't filter everything. So, very good. Oh, Richard's driving. He lost service for a while. There you go. Richard, did you win money roping today? Circle back. Give us a comment. Richard went to Guthrie, Oklahoma to the BFI, roped in like the 11 and a half, 10 and a half, 11 and a half, 12, 10 and a half maybe. It'll mean nothing to people who don't know. When is JB Mooney coming back to the PBR? That away, Instagram. JB Mooney's been there all year. So, good job. But I'm glad you asked a question. Just might want to research a little. I don't know when he's going to ride a bunch of bulls in a row, but there you go. I like that joke. If you're ever attacked by a bunch of clowns, go for the juggler. Not the jugular, the juggler. I like that. I like it. That's funny. So this week, any word when we're coming back to OKC? Oh, completely. I can tell you exactly when we're going to Oklahoma City. Middle of April. I think right after Sioux Falls. Yeah. We go Sioux Falls, Oklahoma City, Nampa, Idaho. So yeah, I have an idea. I knew exactly. Look at me being able to answer a question about scheduling. Has the PBR ever been to upstate New York? Yes, we went to Albany once. Is that upstate? That's upstate, right? It's the capital. I was in Albany, New York one time. Yeah. Oh, there you go. The Courier is missing my denim PJs. I don't know what. I don't wear PJs, and they definitely would. Oh, Richard, you did not win money. I'm so sorry, man. I can't imagine a team roper going a long ways and not winning money. That's so rare. Who will you want to see when concerts are back? Good question. Concerts are starting to come back. I don't go. 10 and a half healers are starving him. That is good. No, Robin, Richard is not single. Sorry. Concert. I don't just flat out go to concerts like, yeah, I want to. Because when you've been, I think, let's see, Bo could vouch for me on that. When you've been involved in production and always behind the scenes, it's hard to buy a ticket and go sit and do that. You want to be like back there. The last one I went to, before the country shut down was Cody Johnson and Miranda Lambert in Scottsdale at the golf tournament there. And I did have some backstage passes. I was not there alone. This year I would have to go there alone. But then I've been to Chancey Williams a couple times since, or once. I like going to Chancey's shows because I get to introduce them and stuff. Well, I do, and after being talking to Randy Bernard at length, I'm due to go to a Garth Brooks stadium show. Kind of spend the day watching them set up and then go. That I would like to do that. So, and yes, they are going to try to. Well, I don't know if the house will be full in Sioux Falls, but all the tickets will be available. So, can the top 35 riders participate in the Touring Pro events? Yes, as long as there's not a Unleash the Beast tour at the same time. They can't leave that to go to one. But in the summer, they go to a lot of Touring Pro. Yeah. What is the South Point Casino and Spa Hotel like? Wonderful. There. Mm-hmm. All right. Go see the WAP woman. No, thank you. There would not be. I can't think. I'd rather slam my privates in a car door than go see that. So, there you go. So this week, yeah, I would. It's tempting. I'm getting asked about Survivor. Is it worth getting the finals package from them? Yes. Staying at the South Point is fabulous. It's easy. All the food is good. It's less expensive than most places. So, yes, I'd say completely. Yeah. Second home. Yeah. Okay. I got to looking at comments now. The Team Cooper Tire fan of the week question was, I think I made it pretty general. Give me a time when by the way, happy St. Patrick's Day tomorrow to everyone. And sometimes we have the luck of the Irish along with us. Sometimes we're lucky enough to not have anybody make us corned beef and cabbage. That would be lucky. That would be the luck of the Irish if we did not have to eat corned beef and cabbage. When did luck play a role in your life? We didn't get a lot of responses, but got some good ones. Robin, you were on here. She just asked what's Tootie? Oh, I missed what she said. She said you have Kenny Chesney tickets. Oh, I do have Kenny Chesney tickets. And yes, I do, in Bozeman. Mom got them for us a couple of years ago. Let me tell you, Kenny Chesney is one of the greatest concerts I've ever seen. I saw him twice in Cheyenne. And by twice, I mean 2 nights in a row. He was so great. Really great show. So yes, you were right. I didn't see tour coming to Tacoma, Washington. Was it a scheduling problem at the Dome? Yes. Your governor wouldn't let us come to the Dome. How's that? I'll be brutally honest about your states. Washington, Oregon, California. No. Ask them. Yep. There you go. Robin, who asked if Richard was single, she told a great story about a man that drove her. She had talked to him on the train, and one time she fell asleep on the train, and they had her get off, and there was nobody around, and this guy just showed up, and it was him, and drove her home 45 minutes. So interesting. My friend Tim Bertuckness, there he is. Timber's on here, and I remembered this Timber. Timber was one of the first ones to win any money in the Idaho lottery years and years ago. Won $5,000. Got in his pickup to drive to Boise to claim it and wrecked his pickup. That's bad luck. That's the bad luck of the Irish. Yes, Butte, USA, Irish capital, and I do know it. Wes Cox, you told a great story. You were right in there. By the way, my brother Pete said the time his rope horse cheap shotted him, bucked him off, and he landed on his butt and broke his back, but did not paralyze him for some reason. So that was his. And amazing he broke his back because he was slim and trim and had, yeah. Sorry, Pete. Wes Cox was in the military, told a great story. I'll paraphrase. In Afghanistan, they had a long day, went to bed. They got up in the morning and there was something right in front of their door, metal in the ground and in the sand. A mortar that didn't explode was right in the door of their sleeping quarters. And they got out and took it out and threw it over, rolled it off a cliff, and it exploded. And it would have killed them all. And for some reason it didn't. So Wes, you were right in there. But I'm going to read tonight's, thank you, Bo. This is like a phoblet. Off Bo Wagner's phoblet. Oh, by the way, somebody asked. Yes, I coached track at Shoto, Montana. Shoto Bulldogs track and field. My shirt of the day. There you go. Kicking it old school. Track season is upon us. So Mr. Richard McGraw writes us this. I'm going to read it word for word. Here you go. This is great. Did you read it? It's a great story. Did you? No, because you don't read any of our stuff. All right. In 1968, so he and I are about the same age. He was less than a year old, so we're about the same age. When I was less than a year old, my parents were headed from Southern California to Washington to harvest potatoes when their car broke down in Hermiston, Oregon. We spent a week there while the transmission was repaired. In 1982, while moving from Wyoming to the Oregon coast, our truck broke down in Hermiston, Oregon. We stayed a couple days until it was repaired. In the summer of 1983, we were moving from Oregon to Idaho when, you guessed it, we broke down in Hermiston for the third time. This time, my parents decided to stay for a little while, and they enrolled myself and my siblings in school. This is where I met my future wife during my senior year of high school. The Bulldogs, by the way, Hermiston High School. You might say breaking down in Hermiston 3 times was the luck of the Irish. We will celebrate our 33rd wedding anniversary this summer. Somebody, whether it was Irish or somebody else, wanted him to meet his wife, and they just kept breaking him down in Hermiston. I've broke it down in Hermiston before. So Richard McGraw, you are. Plus, the story involves Eastern Oregon. You can't go wrong there. You are my Cooper Tire fan of the week. My man Casey Ackerman, Richard, will be getting a hold of you and message you and send you a little bit of Cooper Tire swag. Anyway. Pete, straighten out. My brother Pete said he fell off. He didn't get bucked off. Okay, couple little things. I'll just look at couple little comments. PBR ran track, 440 relay state champion. My daughter Paige has a school record. Might still have the state record in the 440 relay, 400 relay. Anything else? We're winding down. Do you know the young man himself? I do know John Crimber because I know his dad, Paulo Crimber. Oh, Callie!'s on there. I was hoping Callie Peebles would be on because Callie Peebles is the head coach at Shoto High, who I coached with. Callie, these are the ones with Coach Mark Hall's name. We lost Coach Mark Hall in the middle of the season. So, Callie, I was hoping you were watching today. So that's why I wore this shirt. So there you go. Anyway, Skyview Falcons, can they get a shout out? You bet. Congratulations. I almost wore the Heights shirt today because Skyview won the state champion. So did Scobie. Scobie Spartans, Lodgegrass Indians, the girls, Fort Benton Longhorns won. Big Timber Herders in girls basketball won. Class A was the week before, and I don't remember. Anyway, so all the ones I have shirts for. Well, listen, everybody. There's a lot of things I don't know when you're asking here. Plevna Cougars, sure, you can get a shout out. Lloyd Ketchum, former Plevna Cougars great. So, all right. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Thanks for playing along. We appreciate it. Thanks. Thanks to Glendale once again. And we will see you in one of our favorite cities, Kansas City, Missouri, this weekend. Have a great weekend, everybody. And remember, Thursday, 5 o'clock Mountain Time, be watching right here. We'll post all the links. It's According to Flint with Charmaine James, Hall of Famer. Have a great weekend, everybody. Have a great week. See you later.